Hi, this is Yvette from my World of Metaphysics, and today I want to speak to you about failure. Yeah, I said the word failure. Your failures, my failures, and how it can actually be a blessing. Now, this is a powerful truth about when things just don't go right, when things go wrong. A lot of people write me and they say, well, Yvette, this is going wrong, this is going wrong, this is going right, but this is mainly going wrong. This video is for you. And it's going to help you get motivated and start thinking a little different about when things just aren't going well in your life. So watch this video all the way to the end. And if you're new to my World of Metaphysics, this is the Law of Attraction Metaphysical Life Coaching channel that brings you information in an easy to understand manner to help change your life. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell. Now let's get started. I'm back. Now, what is it that I have to say about failure and how it can actually be a blessing in disguise? Listen, this is a powerful truth. I get a lot of people that write me and they're so focused on things going wrong in their lives. If you know me, if you know this channel, I tell you things and I tell you bluntly what it is. We have to start looking at life totally different if you want to make changes. If you want to get yourself on the right track, you have to start looking at things different. We have to get rid of that programming that was given to us in a younger age. When you go through times in your life, when you go through periods and go through experiences that aren't the way you thought it was going to end up, or you call it your failures, you need to start saying, first of all, how did I attract this? Yes. Say whatever you want to say, everyone. Whatever it is you are experiencing in your life, no matter good or bad, you manifested it. You attracted it. You brought that into your life by your vibration. You need to take whatever it is that is going wrong, that did go wrong, and use it to get back on track. What am I saying about that? Let me give you a quick example. Back in the early 90s, I love metaphysics, new age. I love everything about it. This is what I do. But at that time, I felt like it wasn't something in the public eye that I wanted to do, and maybe I might be judged or whatever it is. So another thing that I wanted to do was real estate, knowing deep down that I wanted to do some spiritual work. So I went on with the real estate, and you already know, the dealing with the tenants, me selling the building. That's another video that I already put out over a year, 2 years ago. But the thing is, did I look at myself, even though I lost money, did I look at myself as a failure? No, I did not. The people in that building will tell you today that I was one of the best landlords that they ever had. Okay? The thing is that I looked at it later on as I was not on the right track. I was not doing what I really came here to do. So was I off track? Yes, I was. So I look at it as God showed me that this really wasn't for me. It didn't resonate with me, and it put me back on the right track. Now, could I have started over again and did it again? Yes, I could have. But it wasn't for me. My failures led me in the direction that I really needed to go. I knew this was not for me, and I needed to get back on track to do the things that I really wanted to do. It was a lesson. It was a valuable lesson, a lesson that is worth $1 million. Because it is leading me in the direction of who I am. Okay? You have to start looking at your failures or your disappointments like this. Okay? Now, let me clear up one misconception. When I say failure, it's a word in our dictionary. Okay? I don't look at failure as failure. I look at failure as a lesson. a lesson to get me back on the right track, to get you back on the right track, to get you to start thinking the correct way. Maybe you're thinking totally negative and bringing in negative situations. Whatever the problem is, it's always a lesson behind the experience. If you look at life and difficulties and failures in this manner, you can never go wrong. It's a valuable lesson that you can never replace with money. Now, moving forward, what would you do, or what would I do if I ran into a situation that was totally negative? Let's just say you flunked out of college. Stop. Don't say I'm a failure. Sit back and say, where is the lesson to be learned here? What was I doing? How did I attract this situation in my life? Was I thinking of doing something that I really didn't want to do? What made me go for this? Because let me just tell you something. If you really, truly want something, you will climb mountains to get to it. But if you half-heartedly doing something that you're just doing and going with the flow, you're not going to put your all into it. One thing I can say is that when you really want something, ask yourself why. Why do I want this? To give more support to my family. That's a motivator. To make a difference in this world. That's a motivator. These are the things you should be asking yourself when you're going through things or when you're trying to attempt to do something. Failures, to me, are not failures. And it actually can lead you to your destination. So there's always a reason. God puts you on the right path sometimes through your failures. You can actually get your own self back on the right path through your failures. Now, see, the thing about failures is that a lot of people go through trials and tribulations and then they end up giving up. That's when I can actually say it was a failure. When you run into complications or difficulties, use that energy to propel you forward, to say, yes, I can do this. I'm going to do this. And then you make your moves. But when you go through failures and then you sit there and you moan and you groan about it and think about it 24 hours, how this has happened, and make no attempt to rectify it, that's when it's a problem. I've always found out through time that my failures, the things that didn't work out the way I wanted it to, ended up being a blessing. It always worked out that way. I look back at things in my life now and I say, whoa, I really didn't want that in the beginning. Whoa, that wouldn't have been for me. Whoa, if I was dealing with the real estate, I still would have been dealing with a whole lot of tenants that I did not want to deal with. I am now on the right track. I'm going in the right direction that I need to go into, and I am very happy. So when you go through failures, stop and think, what is the lesson behind this? Am I on the right path? How did I create this? Maybe I am on the right path, but my thinking is wrong. When you find yourself going through trials and tribulations and difficulties, take a step back and say, what am I doing? Am I on the right track? How am I manifesting this? Is this truly what I want, and why? These questions that you're giving yourself can actually give you the answers to what is going on in your life and help you get on the right path. So listen, if you want to create the life that you want and you feel like things are not going well for you, sit back, take a breather, and look at everything in a different perspective. Think different, people. This is another year that we're getting closer and closer to spirituality. And it's telling us we need to get rid of that old way of thinking, okay? And we're going to move in and start thinking totally different. So listen, this is Yvette from My World of Metaphysics, always bringing you law of attraction, metaphysical information in an easy to understand manner. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to follow me at myworldofmetaphysics.com, where you can get one-on-one life coaching. You can also go to store.myworldofmetaphysics.com, where you can buy new age products, metaphysical products, crystals, and more. Thank you, and namaste.